Welcome, everyone. A warm good evening to all of you. So, today's call is going to be about Conscious Singles Club. This is something that uh, was there in our mind, and the more we spoke with people, the more evidence that we got that a lot of people need this. So, this is kind of the name that we thought of because it felt like really close to our heart. And it's so Conscious Singles Club. Starting this is not exactly like anything like a matchmaking space or anything like that, but the idea is to actually bring people together so that they can actually explore the space, go on a journey, see how they can evolve, how they can grow, and how ultimately, throughout in the process, they can find their right partners. So that's just a little bit about Conscious Singles Club from my side, Akarma. I have shared the PPT. Over to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Anamika. Yeah, I want to make this very crisp and not take too much time. So the idea, the origin story of this, as Anamika was talking about it, where we have been speaking with people who've been working on themselves, and once they realize that the current relationship that they are in, or the new relationship that they want to go to, um, they want a partner who also understands the importance of self work. So they themselves have understood the importance of self work. And now, depending on who we are, we all have our own criteria. We all want different things from our partner. Right? However, I feel that along with whatever list that you have, one important factor for people who have done self work on themselves is that they realize the importance of it, and they prefer that the next partner that they are going to be with, they also understand the importance of it. They have also done some self work on themselves or are doing that kind of self work, things like that, right? So instead of attracting a project, they want to have the right partner. They don't want to get attracted again to someone who is still struggling with their traumas, their issues, their emotional wounds, and all that. Since these are the people who have been working on their own healing, so they understand that it is important. It is important to take that ownership and responsibility and fix those things for ourselves rather than expecting our partner to understand or do whatever. It is about us taking the ownership and responsibility of it. Now, understanding this is one thing, expecting this is one thing. Obviously, the next question comes is, where do I find these kind of people? So I want to meet these kind of people, but where they are. Obviously, when you go to various dating sites or those kind of apps, there may be people there, but the focus of those sites, those dating sites or matrimony sites, is not there. Their focus is on matchmaking. So there you may find people who have worked on themselves, and generally speaking, the experience that most people have is it's hard to find those kind of people over there, or it just takes too long, too many frogs to kiss in order to find that prince. So how can we cut short this? So going to the next slide, Anamika. So this is where we are saying that this is what is required. This is the need that we have felt, and we feel that the answer lies in our community. Our community has many people who understand this, have worked on themselves, and are also looking for the right partner for themselves. And now, as our community is growing, there is there are enough people that we can start this with. So obviously, we will not have thousands or lakhs of people in this club to begin with. Uh, but having said that, with experience, you would know that a very small amount of population is still aware about doing this kind of work. So even finding hundreds or thousands of people in one place is not going to be that easy, because the number of people who understand this, who are doing their self work and all that, is still very small. The population is still very small. So our idea is to gather all that cream and bring them in one place, so it's easy for us to connect with them. Now we are currently focusing on singles, and the primary objective is to have romantic relationships, that people are pursuing to find the right partner and all. Um, but I would say that the first step should be to find good friends. So start with friendship, not that the first person you meet or the first person you like, you have to make them your husband or your wife. But it is all about starting with making some meaningful relationship, finding some good friends, and many people who struggle in their own personal life, that they don't have anybody to talk to, they feel lonely. So this kind of platform can help them to find those friends also, those like-minded people that they can connect with. And how do we ensure that we are finding the right kind of people? So our process is going to be that um, we will make sure that we interview each and every person who joins this club. So this club is not going to be available for everyone to just join. Just because they are single doesn't mean that they get the entry. So the bottom criteria is that you should be single. So you can't be a person who is in a toxic relationship, who's wanting to get out of that relationship, but still haven't taken any step. So we will be weeding those people out. We will make sure that only singles who are available um, join this club. So that requires us screening those people. So we will do telephonic interview with each and every person to make sure that we are happy with the quality of the members. Now the membership, going to the next slide, Monica. No, no, previous one. Hmm. So the singles that fall into this category, that they have never been into any relationship, or they are out of a relationship, or they are separated, they are divorced, they may be widowers, or they may be single parents. So all that is fine. As long as the person is single, it's fine. And age is not a limit. Um, Sexual orientation is also not a limit. So we are not restricting it to only heterosexual couples. So anybody having any kind of sexual orientation, whatever their preference is, we have no problem in that. Uh, as long as the quality of the members is maintained through what we are doing, that is the most important thing. So we want to make sure that each and every person who gets into this club goes through a screening process, and only after we are happy and we are satisfied that this person fits the criteria. Fits the criteria in the sense that they should have done healing work on themselves, or they are doing it. Now, they could have been doing that work with us, or they could be doing that work with somebody else. That doesn't matter. So it's all fine. What we are looking for is that they are doing something which is working. So anyone who is doing any work in DIY mode or something like that, they would be required to go through some processes that we have set. So only people who have done some guided work, and through the interview we are happy that they have got to the point where we feel that they are ready to come in this club, we will allow that. So that's the criteria. We're keeping it very simple actually. It's not going to be very complicated. Our main objective of this club is networking. At the end of the day, that is what we are uh, doing. We are creating a platform so people can network. We are not doing any kind of matchmaking ourselves or anything like that. We are not guaranteeing that you will find a romantic relationship through this. We are only creating a platform where we are bringing the like-minded people that we have screened together. And then once those people are together, how they take things forward is completely up to them. We have nothing in there. So we will
Yeah. And
mostly focus on.
one thing I wanted to add to this point, that a few more things that we're going to ensure when we get people in is that the people who will be coming, they will have, a certain level of self awareness, and a certain level of empathy, a certain level of, skills, or maybe we can call it mindfulness, that they would at least have some capacity to listen to other people. So these people are not going to be people who are just going to blabber around or vent out all the time or talk all the time and like that. So um, that would be there. Another thing, that all of these people would at least have some amount of vulnerability, some amount of authenticity, at least. So we cannot say that there is a bar to it, because these things are really not measurable. But when we will be selecting people for these are going to be certain criterias, right? So some work on themselves these people have done, and these will be some basic things which we are going to ensure that all of the people who come together, they have these things, right? And what else? Yes, and maybe we wouldn't say that all of these people have, overcome everything, and uh, um, uh, no such promises like that. But one thing we are going to make sure is that all the people who join, they at least know the importance and have the intention to work on themselves. So we all can together, fasten the process, make use of it in the best way possible. You can connect even with people. You can uh, you know um, uh, take help from other people to actually have conversations, ask questions. If whenever you will be doing maybe some workshops together, some work together, you can ask them, become friends with them. So make the best out of this thing, and along with finding the right partners, maybe you will end up finding good friendships too. So the point is that whenever people start, the spiritual journey, or they go on the journey of self awareness, what we have observed, that with most people, they start feeling like an outsider, and they start feeling like, they don't have anybody who are at the same level and who can even understand what they're saying. So life gets pretty much lonely for most people who go on the spiritual journey, or who go on, the journey of self work. So another intention of having this kind of a club is to make sure that you can find some people whom you can gel with. So that's a few pointers that I wanted to add. Thank you, Akarma. You can carry on. Thank you.
Hmm. Yeah. So that's going to be our focus. That is going to be our screening process. So that's how we will put our time in initially. And ongoing activities of the club are going to be very simple, mostly networking, online, offline networking events. So time to time we will organize. So we don't have any schedule or anything that we have prepared so far, but we will do weekly or fortnightly online events where we will do introductions and people can talk to each other and all that. And then perhaps over time, we will also do some physical meetups somewhere and organize those events where people can come together and meet each other too. And then see, the focus on learning is not so much on this class because you're all part of conscious relationship community. Learning is already going on there. Our focus in this club is mostly networking and getting good quality people to meet each other, either for friendship or for romance, whatever the objective is. That is what we are trying to do because we get asked this question of where do I find these people? So we thought that let's create this space ourselves so that we have an answer that where do you find these people is in this world. Now, going forward, so obviously the next question is going to be that what's the membership fee? So for the first 100 people, we have decided that we're not going to charge anything. It's going to be free, and that's it. So whoever the first 100 people get the membership for free. So that's it. But there are certain criteria that I mentioned. So going to the next slide, there are four criteria that must be met, which I mentioned. The first is the screening, the interview process that must be taken by everyone. That's a chargeable service. So we are charging the same as what we charge for a clarity call. It's going to be the same price. This is going to be for people who are serious about this kind of thing and value our work and the efforts that we are putting in this to create this space. So the interview process is a chargeable service. That's the first criteria. They have to pass through that. And then the three sets of workshops that we have created: Unstuck Yourself, Guided Subconscious Probing, and Healing the Mind Block. This is important and mandatory for everyone to complete within the first 3 months after joining. Now, as I said, that some people may have done their own healing work already upon themselves, and in the interview, if we feel that yes, you are there, you qualify, and you don't need to do these three workshops, we will tell you. So these three workshops I'm not making mandatory as such, but definitely someone who has not done any guided work, has only done DIY so far, I would probably say that you might all have to go through these workshops then. Um, so if someone has already done the work, even if they have done DIY work, and by interviewing them, we feel that yes, this person is fine. So they've got to the point where we expect them to get, then they don't have to do these three workshops. But otherwise, largely speaking, I would say that everyone would have to take these three workshops. This will ensure that the quality of every person who is joining is same. Everyone is on the same page. Everyone's gone through the same process. Everyone has looked upon their own challenges, their own wounds, and have worked on them. So this will ensure that the quality of people who are coming in are not just randomly joining a club and all that. We ensure that the cream is getting through this process. So these are the four criteria that needs to be met. As such, the membership for the platform and for everything else, we are not charging anything as our fees for the first 100 people. So that's pretty much from our side. Going to the next slide, Anamika. Yeah, so the next slide is basically the interview booking is now open. We are launching this from 1st of June. 1st of June meaning that from 1st of June we will start interviewing people. So you can start booking your time slots if you are interested in this, and then we will see how things go from there. So once you pass that interview process, you will be in the club. But as I said, that if we feel that you need to attend those three workshops, then you need to attend them in first 3 months itself. If you fail to do that for any genuine reason, if we don't find a genuine reason, if it's only that I'm not finding time, if just that is the reason which keeps coming up, then after 3 months, your membership will be cancelled. But if I find some genuine reason, case by case, I'm happy to look into it. If there is any genuine reason for which you are not able to complete it in 3 months' time, we are happy to give you some extension. But I feel that 3 months is good enough time for someone to complete these three and come to the same page as everybody else. Those who have already completed this with us, they will just go through straight. So this will not, you don't have to repeat this. If you've already done them, you don't have to repeat them. You will pass through straight away. So that's pretty much from our side around this concept. Now we are open for question and answers. If anyone has any questions, then you can ask.
Hey, hi, Akarma. Gurpreet here.
Hi, Gopri.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
go.
you mentioned that the interview process would be a paid one. So could you tell us how what are the charges and also for the
1195 is the charge,
yeah.
and uh, and this is going to be 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Sorry, it is
1195.
1195. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
This is the
what about
same
the
piece that we
courses?
charge for the clarity calls. Currently, that's the same price we charge for clarity calls. So this is the
Okay,
same.
okay, got it.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying? You were saying something else as well, Gurpreet?
And we also have the other three courses, right? The one that is subconscious mind and healing. So that
Unstuck
comes,
Yourself workshop.
yeah.
Yeah, those three workshops. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, uh, what do you want to know? The charges of it?
Yeah, the charges for these.
Okay. Unstuck Yourself workshop is donation based. Whatever you want to pay for it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Guided subconscious probing workshops fees is 1897,
Mm-hmm.
and healing mind blocks workshops fees is 4993.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thanushi, you want to say something?
Yes, Akarma, hi. I wanted to know, now we're all in the process of healing and learning together. So, once we are into this program, I've read that, if you have a kind of anxious attachment style, maybe it will not be ideal to be with someone who's the opposite, fearful kind of attachment style. So, do you think that there is some kind of assessment required after we all finish our learning to see whether we have actually healed from it, so that we don't have
That's
more?
that's the part of those three workshops that I'm talking about. That is what to ensure. So once you have gone through the three steps up to healing the mind block, then that's the surety of it.
Okay, okay, thank you.
This is the reason why I am saying that we want we don't want people just only to understand these things. We want people to also have taken action on it
Yeah,
and fixed it. So either fixed it in guidance with someone else or fixed it in guidance with us. DIY is not an option.
okay,
DIY, I have seen very rarely people actually hit the nail. This is why I'm saying it. So I'm okay. I'm okay if someone has done a DIY work and they have achieved it. I'm okay to evaluate it. So no problems in that. We will do that evaluation in the interview. But in my experience, what I have seen is that DIY doesn't, like out of thousand, maybe 4 or 5 people make it in DIY.
correct.
So,
Yeah,
so DIY is therefore not really an option. But yes, if you have done this work with somebody else, I would be interested to know what you have done, who you have done it with, and all that, and we will evaluate accordingly. And if you feel that this meets the criteria, then they don't have to do those workshops.
okay, thank you.
No problem. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks, Anish.
also and also Tanushree, like you already joined us today for Unstuck Yourself. I guess there are maybe one or two people in the group who have joined us as well, and maybe some for GSP. So those people who already have before attended these two or all three of these workshops, they also don't have to go through it again. So they also need to go through only the interview process and they can join.
Okay.
Yes, Prateek, you want to ask something?
Am I audible?
Yes, now you are.
You are audible.
So basically, what was discussed in the last conversation. So does anxiety, like, I do get anxiety in the morning. I don't know why. After getting up in the morning, and does that stop you to mingle with people, and does that impact you to get someone who has similar frequency, or like of different frequencies? Like, does that make an impact, or how is it? Like, but I don't get in different times, but like in the morning, it does happen. So like, how it impacts?
So you're saying that, okay, actually, Prateek, we have kept this call strictly only about this particular topic. So we are not doing an open discussion today. But for your question, as you're saying that you get anxiety in the morning and lot later on, I would again suggest that if it is just morning anxiety, then also you can find up any particular pattern that is being attached to it. So if you can join for Unstuck Yourself, maybe you'll get some insights into it. And it's just a donation based workshop, so I would say that why not try it for on any of the Sundays. We do it every Sunday. So maybe at least, we can help you
And the
identify the pattern.
simple answer, you asked a yes or no question. So if the simple answer to your question is yes, anxiety will impact you to mingle with other people.
Okay, I have a pattern. I used to sleep late night and wake up late because of my work schedule, and then like this I have find over a period of time. It was not happening earlier, but now I see this happening. So like, I just want to know why it popped up. Yeah.
Yeah, for that, as Anamika is suggesting, the right kind of workshop to get these answers is Unstuck Yourself. We do it every Sunday. We did it today also. It's happening next Sunday. So you can join us in that one and get answers in there. The objective of this call is not to discuss that right now, otherwise it will take too long. So for that, the right forum to ask that question or to go through that is attending the Unstuck Yourself workshop. It's a donation-based workshop. We do it every Sunday. We keep declaring it in the group. You join that next Sunday if you want to, and then you can get. We can have more robust discussion around this there. Well, that's the right platform to do that. Any other question anyone has? We have this much only. As I said, that it's very simple. We have kept it. I'll summarize that the main objective is networking of like-minded people who have done work on themselves and are now looking for the right kind of partner who also understands the importance of this, and they are working on themselves or they've worked on themselves and they want to network with those kind of people either for friendship or for romance. They are single and they want to connect. So that is the objective, and the way we will do it is by screening each and every person uh, to come to qualify for the membership. So that's the simplest model that we have put in place. Um, we are not guaranteeing any kind of matchmaking, or we are not guaranteeing that you will find the right partner in this forum or anything like that. Our objective is mainly to create a space where you can find like-minded people. So as the question keeps coming that where do I find these kind of people? So as we are doing this work and we see that so many people have started working on themselves, Unstuck workshop itself has been attended by more than 300 people so far. So the membership will keep growing. We will keep introducing more and more people into this, but you will probably not have thousands and lakhs of people in here because our objective is to get the cream. We don't want to become Shadi.com or Tinder or anything like that. This is not a dating app or anything like that. It is more about introducing the right kind of people to each other so you can network and you can find out who you click with, in what capacity you click, and what kind of relationships you want to form with those people. So we will not be interfering in those matters. We will strictly keep our involvement in terms of hosting uh, any kind of networking events that we need to host.
Good. Anybody else has any questions?
So, Anamika, by the end of this, how many people do you think would be part of this program, or would it be just open, like as in when people complete the courses, they can join?
No, people can join even after the interview process, and they just have to do these workshops and attend these within 3 months. Those who have not done, and those who have done, they can anyway join after the interview.
Okay.
Yeah. And yes, we will be making sure that we have a system where you can, of course, check each other out. You can see each other's location. You can see, if in your location you have somebody, or you can see people's profiles, like maybe their LinkedIn profile, or if they're more active on any other social media profile, or if they're not active anywhere, still we would make sure that you have, some information about where do they come from, what do they do. Right. So that much information, basic information everybody has to provide. So that you don't have to get into the personal details and everything, but a little bit about, where you work, what you do, your age, your location, and all of these things. Right. So that information will be there. Anybody else?
So in terms of how many people will join, we don't know. How many people will join, we can't tell you right now. The group that we have currently, there are 70 plus people who have put their hand up in this, and then more will keep coming. So the community is 650 plus people. Not everybody has seen the messages and all that as well. So this will keep growing. So once we go down this track, once we start this, we will keep growing. So as you said that your membership is free. It's not that you are paying anything to be in there. So you can be in this club for another 6 months, 1 year, all that, and more people will keep joining.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Like, how long will we be
We will
in?
keep this. See, once we go down this track, it will be live. So it's not that we will only start when we see that there is enough people who are um, putting their hand up and are interested.
Okay.
And then once we start, we start. So we will not start and stop or anything like that. So once we have decided that yes, this is a need and people want this kind of space and they value this work, and they value that I need to find the right partner because I have wasted too much time in all the dating apps and everywhere. Every time I go and meet people, I'm not satisfied with the kind of the quality of the person that I'm meeting and all that. Those people who have done this, gone down this track and all that, even if the membership is going to be small, the numbers are going to be small. It doesn't matter because, as I said, that this is the cream.
Yeah.
This is the cream that you will be getting here. These are all the people we have screened that they are the like-minded people and all that. So um, our objective is not on the quantity, but mostly on the quality.
That's good. Thank you.
And once we start, things will keep growing. It's going to be there. We will also run some social media campaigns and let more and more people know about this. And whoever joins, then they'll be screened through and all that as well. So, um, and our community keeps growing as well. More and more people join. Every week we are doing Unstuck Yourself workshop. 25, 30 new people join. Every month, 100 plus people are growing in the community. So from there, not everybody is single, but whoever is and whoever understands the importance of it will come, will keep joining. Yes, Rajesh, go ahead.
Hi, Karma. Uh, so, like as you said, people who are actually working in this place, in this space, they tend to they find it difficult to connect with people in who are not actually, uh, like on the in this plane. How would relationships would be different when people connect at a spiritual or spiritual level, or to people who have enlightened or things like that. How what kind of relationship can I expect? If you have some examples of how this connection would be different compared to conventional ways of dating.
So, as we have seen, you have attended Unstuck and all that. So you know that these. If I take the attachment style example, someone who is anxious, preoccupied, there is a very good chance, extremely good chance, that their partner will come from either fearful avoidance space or dismissive avoidance. It's like a match made in heaven kind of a thing. So when two insecure attachment style people come together, this is how the equation completes. Um, the anxious, preoccupied, the other partner is either fearful, avoidant, or dismissive avoidant. This is how people get attracted to each other from those wounds. So it's called trauma bonding, what we call it. There is a discussion we did on this topic of trauma bonding. Check it out on our YouTube channel. You will understand more. So now when you have healed, if you come from a anxious, preoccupied state, then obviously you will not be feeling attracted to a person who comes from fearful avoidant or dismissive avoidance state. You can probably have sympathy with those people, you can have empathy, you could care about them and all that, but definitely not a person you will feel that this is the life partner for me. So in that case, you would be looking at someone who is also moved into a secure attachment style. So when two secure attachment style people come together, and what does a secure attachment style person looks like? That we also looked at the qualities of those people. A secure attachment style person is a person who has fully accepted them. Their good side, their bad side, their ugly side, they fully accepted who they are. A secure attachment style person is someone who has balanced their masculine and feminine energy. The person who feels that they don't want a codependent relationship, but more of an interdependent relationship. They have high emotional intelligence. So now you tell me, if a person like this comes in your life and you are also in that space, what kind of relationship you would expect from that kind of person?
Yes, I'm first of all hoping to get to that place where what secure attachment really feels like. So I think I'm in the process right now.
Correct. So fast forward that. Your question is for the future. So I'm saying fast forward that,
Right.
assuming that you have become more emotionally intelligent person,
Mhm.
you have balanced your feminine and masculine energy, you have accepted fully who you are, and
Mhm.
your partner has also done that. So now, can you tell me, fast forward all this, that what kind of relationship you would have with that kind of woman?
Hopefully, amazing one.
Exactly. So that's your answer then.
Mhm. Right.
The biggest challenge people have is basically how to find them. Is where are they? So now I have worked on myself, but where are they? How do I get to that? So then we thought that when people ask us where are they, is they are in our community. They're there. People who have been working on themselves and all that, they are in our community, but you wouldn't know because there's 650 people out there. You wouldn't know who are those people, who's single, who's looking, who's not, and all that. Plus, on top of that, you will have your own criteria also. This is one thing. Just that the person is in that state doesn't necessarily mean that you will also feel any kind of physical attraction with that person. You might feel an emotional and mental level resonance with that person, but that doesn't mean that you will also feel some physical attraction with that person. So it still doesn't mean that you will end up having a romantic relationship, but definitely you can find some good friends.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Mm.
Some people who can understand you, who you can talk with, and you feel good that you have some support system and someone you can talk and connect with and have some conversations around with and all that. So even that is good enough. I feel that even that is good enough. I don't know
Yes.
about you, but I feel that is good enough as well.
Yeah, totally. Even I am actually currently in a place right now, and I find people around me, but I cannot talk stuffs like this, deeper stuffs, or
Exactly. Not everybody understands. Exactly. That's the whole point. So at
yeah.
least when you are part of this club, you
Mhm.
can be sure that everyone's on the same page, so they will understand what you're talking about. So that
Yes, I
one
agree.
level of filtering has already been done by us. So
Mm.
everyone speaks the same language, everyone understands each other, everyone
Mm.
understands where you're coming from and all that. So that filtering is done by us. So you don't have to second guess that would this person understand me? Would this person know this? Can I talk to them, not talk to them and all that? So that filtering is done. So
True.
this is the quality that we are ensuring that
Mm.
through this interview process we make sure that we only let in those people who are at that level.
Mm. Over and above that, people would be single. That would actually give us a chance to, find a person.
Exactly. Exactly. Because they also want the same thing as you.
Exactly. True.
Right. So when you create a space where the what you call it the space is created for that. So it's not that you will right now if you will approach someone, let's say in our conscious relationship community, I've mentioned the rule very uh, clearly. If you approach a member and they raise a complaint, we will simply take that person out. We will take that person out of our community. So I don't allow any kind of nonsense in that community.
Mhm.
But then when we are creating this club, then
Mm.
every person knows that I might be contacted by this person on personal chat window as well. So in that case, we cannot say to people, no, don't allow anyone contact because the whole point is networking.
Mhm.
So this has to be like a ground rule that
Mm.
someone may contact you out of the group also and want to have a conversation with you one on one and all that. So people have to allow that. People have to respect that someone would contact and you take even if you're not interested and all that, you can always tell them nicely and politely. But then if someone raising complaints about it, we will not be entertaining those kind of things
Mm.
because the thing has to be very clear that this is about networking and people will be contacted. But
Yeah.
what we ensure is that when we are letting mature and high quality people in, they will be emotionally intelligent enough themselves to be respectful.
Yes.
They will know that how to approach a person, how to, they will not be shabby, they will not be sharing, jokes and dirty pictures and all that, or this and that and all that. So that quality we have already ensured through the screening process.
Hmm. I mean, I find this as a very great idea. Let's see. I'm really excited for this.
Great, great. Thanks. So a lot of groundwork will go from our side initially to make sure that the right kind of people are coming through, and we may have to. The reason we have put in the fees also is one reason is to filter out those people who just want to check, do I actually pass or not. So we don't have that kind of bandwidth to just conduct hundreds and hundreds of interview and then figure out only 10 people pass. So when we put fees to some service, then only the serious people will move forward. The the फालतू वाले लोग अपने आप वीड आउट हो जाते हैं, जिनको सिर्फ मस्ती करनी है, तो ना तो हमारे पास टाइम है उस चीज को एंटरटेन करने का, ना मैं करना चाहूँ. So only serious people will go through who know, yes, I feel confident that I would like to be part of this group, and we want to make sure that people are honest about this. So this is not something which we will be entertaining. Someone is trying to have parallel relationships and all that. So we will be very strict about all these things in the screening process. Any other question? Anyone? Shuchi, Shraddha, Nitesh, Manjinder, Trisha, Kakli, Bipul, Ashwini, you guys haven't spoken anything. Abhilasha, anything you want to say, or what do you think?
I think I'm good.
I already
Like,
told you, Akarma.
sorry.
Yeah, Shuchi, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting idea. And I can relate to when you move towards spirituality, you start becoming like kind of alien to normal people. It's not we became special, but yeah, it does become little difficult to connect with everybody, like with being more mindful or aware. So yeah, it's a very good idea. So I am in. So yeah.
Yeah, I already told you it's a great idea and great initiative. Um, I'm wondering if there's anybody from my age group or something like that, but I'll be glad to find friends with whom I can connect. And I would like to know how to book the interview process.
Yeah, we will share the link as well, and then from there, whoever is interested to go ahead.
And I really congratulate you for taking this forward, you and Anamika both. It was a seriously needed forum. Like I told you, there aren't many forums for finding a reasonably good partner. Really aren't, for people who are sort of intellectual and are looking for like-minded company who might accept you without actually labeling sort of you as weird. I mean, people want friends, but they don't want partners who are intellectual. If there's a hypocrisy that way in our society.
Yeah. And when it comes to all the matrimonial sites, it's great, amazing. I mean, they are platforms when it comes to, people meeting people and finding their mates and everything. But the point is that, that there is this point where before that, when we were completely unaware and, life was just going on. And we don't even know all of these words, or we haven't even thought anything about or beyond the horizon. And before that point has come, it's fine. I mean, you just have, that kind of a checklist which you have according to, what you want to experience in your life, or according to what society wants, and blah blah, all the checklist. And you meet all of those checklists and fine practically, and maybe a little bit of emotionally and intellectually, little bit of everything, and then you meet the checklist. But once you have reached that point where you understand ki, okay, oh god, there is more, right? And then you go on that journey. Now then it becomes really hard to find the right set of people, even in the crowds, be it Tinder, Bumble, be it any of the matrimony sites. So what they are doing is fine, because the world population consists of, the majority population is like that, because all of us have a checklist. And it's like, okay, ye meet ho gaya, so this guy earns this much, ye hai, theek hai, shaadi kar lo. Or maybe many people are looking for casual dating and whatever. So उनका अपना एक पर्पस है. बट एक बार ये जर्नी शुरू हो गई, हम इसमें आ गए, ये करने लग गए, उसके बाद इट बिकम्स रियली हार्ड टू एक्चुअली जेल, पीपल जिन्होंने अभी तक, जिनका ये पॉइंट नहीं आया है. सो नॉट दैट you don't love them or connect with them and all that, but जो level का connection now you want to experience, it's because you so much deeply start connecting with yourself. You start exploring yourself in areas and ways in which you had not experienced yourself before. And a lot of things start coming up on the surface. Our perspectives expand, our awareness expands, and we actually see world from a very different perspective, expanded perspective. Wahan pe it becomes really a trouble, because then it becomes like from thousands and from millions of people, आपको एक ऐसा बंदा ढूंढना है या बंदी ढूंढनी है with whom you can truly connect. So that's the whole point of doing this entire thing, because we have no way to make sure कि आपके सारे practical भी जो भी whatever way in which you want to live your life, maybe your purpose will be aligned and everything and all that. But this group will ensure that now the things that are priority to you. So there is a higher chance, there is a higher probability that you would find the actual right mate that you were looking for. So it's like, your probability has increased. Plus, along with that, because all the people coming here are actually on the same boat as yours. So they will have a certain kind of empathy for you. They'll have a certain experience to share with you. So from all directions that you look at, it becomes a win-win to have a place like this, a space like this, to have people around. So yeah, I personally have gone through this challenge myself. So I know because it becomes really hard. You're sitting with your friends someday who are your friends from 15 years, 20 years, and then you start feeling कि अच्छा अब तो इनसे भी connect नहीं हो रहा है, किसी से connect नहीं हो रहा है. And then you feel that thing, that maybe just one or two people whom you can really connect with.
You hit
Thank
it
you,
on the
guys.
head as usual.
Thank you, Ashwini. Yeah, guys, thank you so much, guys. I mean, this initiative actually means a lot to us as well. So let's see how we can expand and grow.
Anamika,
Yeah, Shachi.
from this from this call only I'm just thinking ki actually it is happening. I'm not connected with many people. I did not realize it like earlier, but yeah, I couldn't connect to many people like I used to connect, और जिनके साथ I used to talk 1 hour or so, अभी 5-10 मिनट में मुझे लगता है बस चलो फोन रखते हैं. I myself feel like that. So yeah, I was just realizing it. Yeah, it is happening with me as well.
Yeah, because trust me, अगर हम मान लेते हैं attachment styles की भी बात करते हैं, so the population, so if you take the test and if you see people who belong from the सिक्योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल, तो टेस्ट में तो बहुत लोगों का सिक्योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल आता है, बट इफ यू एक्चुअली
Exactly.
सी द नंबर ऑफ पीपल एंड परसेंटेज हु बिलोंग फ्रॉम दैट कैटेगरी, वो एक्चुअली बहुत कम है, इट्स वेरी स्मॉल. सो ऑब्वियस सी चीज है कि यू नो the probability of you connecting with people or finding people like that also gets very small.
And you know, that's what a coincidence. Yesterday I was speaking to a guy and he was like also in late 30s, and we were just discussing about attachment style. And I don't know, I'm not judging, but he was like, he wasn't aware of what attachment style is for in the first place. Then he got to know, and he has just took test at that time only, and he was like, I'm secure of attachment. So I just asked, you were like this from beginning, or you've like worked on it? He said, no, I'm like this only. I don't know, but I'm not, I'm not sure if that is the case, because but yeah, I just feel that somewhere people do not want to acknowledge few things, or they just do things like what ideal way may on paper they will be like, no, I'm like this, but I don't know if they acknowledge it truly or not, genuinely or not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Hi, Anamika and
Cool.
Akarma.
Yes,
I just
Abhilasha.
have a simple question, and I just wanted to know where are you guys based from?
Dehradun.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes,
We are in
yes,
Dehradun.
Abhilasha.
Yes, I just wanted to ask where are you guys based from, just out of curiosity.
We are from Dehradun, Abhilasha. Are we audible to you?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just wanted to know. But I think it's a great initiative, and I'm really looking forward to it because this is something that it's required because as you said that the other dating apps and everything you cannot really match the frequency of people you either meet or are talking to because they are in a completely different zone, probably unaware of their attachment styles or what they're looking forward in the relationship, like in serious relationships. So I think, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
the first expectation I would like everyone to make from this is, I would say, um, start with the expectation of making friends to begin
Absolutely.
with. That's where you start. So just go with that. Try to connect with the like-minded people who you feel resonance with and all that. Start with friendship.
Mm.
That's it, and see where things unfold from there. So
Yeah,
no rush
absolutely.
or anything. Take time, make good friends, make like-minded people friends, and make a small community of yourself. And then,
Mhm.
we will be conducting online, offline events as well. So you will be meeting people virtually, and then maybe 2, 3 months, once in 2, 3 months, we will probably meet up somewhere, pick a place, and then meet for a weekend or something like that, and then you get to meet more people there physically and all that. So see how things unfold in this over next 6 months time, a year time, or something like that. But definitely, I know that um, people will be able to make some good friends from this.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. And the initial part of the part of any healing process is more to have support and like-minded people who you can talk to
exactly,
rather than, jumping
exactly,
into like a new relationship or something. It's more about finding
exactly,
people you can talk
exactly.
to. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Start getting come in that frame. Many people I talk to and all that, they feel so demotivated right now because one of the things they are not able to find the like-minded people who they can speak with and all that around them, their family or their friends or even at work. They have a limited circle, and in that limited circle, they're not able to find. And then they feel that okay, तो मैं कहाँ जाऊँ? अभी मैं कहाँ ढूंढूं इन लोगों को?
Right.
So
And,
this is where we
and
are.
like for people like me, I'm sure there must be a lot of introvert people here who are, not very outgoing or going and meeting a lot of people other than their workspaces. So, yes, of course, this is such a great initiative because this is
Yeah,
something that
even if
we all
we
were kind of trying.
exactly, I say even if we start with 20, 25, 30, 50 people, this club, still good enough number. All you need is one or two friends.
Absolutely.
Even a cream of 20 is good enough for you to find one or two friends that you could resonate with, because they are all being screened and filtered by us, who you can assume very safely they are on the same frequency level as me, and they will understand me and all that. So then go ahead and introduce yourself and make some friendships and all that. So 20 लोग भी बहुत होते हैं एक दो फ्रेंड्स बनाने के लिए,
जी जी एब्सोल्युटली राइट
और फिर
थैंक
तो
यू सो
ग्रो
मच
होती ही रहेगी ना ये कम्युनिटी। फिर एक बार हम इस डायरेक्शन में चले गए, फिर उसके बाद तो हम रुकने वाले तो नहीं है, फिर तो हम ऐड करते ही जाएंगे और लोगों को। तो
जी
या just see how things go.
sure great thank you
All right. So that's pretty much it from our side. If you have any questions, guys, you can always post in the group. So let's wrap here if we can. I also have some guests at home, so I would like to now take your lead. Or if you want to continue, Anamika, you can continue the conversation. So I'll drop out.
Well, anybody has any questions? I have nothing more to say.
Anamika,
Luckily,
this is Kapuli. So
Yes,
I
Kapil.
have some question about the interview thing process. Actually,
Mhm.
like interview exams, all these things. I'm very. I always score very less. I don't do in. So I don't know what it is about. I'll post you separately, ping you separately, maybe.
Okay. Sure.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
with the
See,
interview,
some
you don't have to worry about, as in it's going to be a pass or fail exam. It's only about, because we at least have seen you working on yourself from a very long time, right? So, what we are going to see are some basic.
I was actually going to come to that only. Ki, again, the interview process is also not compulsory for everyone. So let's say, for example, you, Kakli, or Shuchi, or Trisha, Ashwini. So many people over here who we are connected with. We know you guys. So it's not that. So for some people, even the interview process will not be required, because we
Okay.
know them. It's mostly for people who we don't know, who haven't worked with us yet. We don't know them, but those who already know us, we know them. Interview will not be required for them. Anyway.
Okay, I understood. So this is basically for the safety or security purpose, so that you know everyone. Understood.
Exactly.
So that
It's
was my
not that कि वो होना ही चाहिए. It's a tick box kind of a thing. No. Um, like you are there, Shuchi is there on this call, Ashwini, Manjinder is there. So many people are there who we already know. So for such kind of people, even interview process will not be required.
great. Then, other than that, I mean, the entire thing, this concept, this platform, I think it's awesome. I mean, I was so happy after joining the call. I understood what it is about. So, this, like as you said, it is very difficult to, once you are discussing such things, you only read by yourself, or you join in the call and then we hear each other. Otherwise, we don't know what to like whom to talk about, and like if others are going through the same process and what is their realization and all that. So this is great beginning, and of course the end, the hope is like, yeah, maybe we can also be ready for, prepared for, positive and relationship, and really like that, those kind of relationship does exist. So that faith, with that faith, looking forward to that faith and hope will help. We will get a lot of help from this platform. Thank you so much.
Exactly. No problem.
Let's.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kakli.
Used all the emojis.
Cool.
So,
Anybody
okay,
else?
so let's wrap up if there is nothing. So yeah, so as I said that those 4 criteria are there. As I mentioned, the 4 criteria of interview, those 3 workshops, they are there, but they're not hard and fast rules. Again, on our discretion. So whoever is approaching us, first you guys need to put a hand up and say, I'm interested in all that. Then we will see, do we need you to take the interview? If we already know you are going through this process and all that, so फिर whatever is required, we will tell you. It's not hard and fast rule कि सबको ये करना ही पड़ेगा, ऐसा ही है. Even if we know you guys well enough, तो फिर इंटरव्यू में हम क्या पूछेंगे? हम तो ऑलरेडी पता ही है हमको आपके बारे में सब कुछ. तो this is more, as Sakli said, is just like a screening, a security, a quality check. जिन लोगों को हम नहीं जानते, अभी 650 की कम्युनिटी में हम सब लोगों को नहीं जानते. तो for that we have to have some criteria, and this is the criteria.
Cool. So
All
any of you have any questions, then you can post it in the group. We will respond to it. Cool. We'll see you guys again
All
then.
right. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Okay.
Good night.
Great.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks all.